The government of Sudan, led by Omar al-Bashir, Ahmed Haroun, and Defense Minister Hussein, the same three men who orchestrated the atrocities in Darfur, have turned their bombs on the Nubian people. Now, these are not military targets. These are innocent men, women, and children. Now, that is a fact. The indiscriminate bombing of innocent civilians is defined as a war crime in the Geneva Convention.
Darfur, a region that is called home for 6 million people, is also a place of internal conflict and genocide. Since the 1980s, tensions have grown between the Muslim natives of the Darfur region and the Sudanese government. Darfur rebel movements had exclaimed their concern for Darfur's marginalization and the government's failure to protect its people. The Sudanese government responded by sending Arab militia known as Janjaweed to attack villages and tribes throughout Darfur. This continues today. Violent forces have resulted with the violation of universal human rights for these people, and it is our responsibility to prevent this. The Darfur people constantly face the threat of heavy machinery like grenades and machine guns. Darfur has been a war zone for over a decade, so there are undetonated grenades lying across the region. The war in Darfur has left villages that were once active devastated. According to the United Human Rights Council, it has destroyed over 400 villages. The use of explosive and other military weapons has greatly damaged them. The surviving members in the villages were forced to leave their homes in order to save their own lives. Most of the Sudanese people that left their home did not cross any borders. Instead, they found shelter in internally displaced camps in Sudan itself. Of those that do cross into another country, Chad has been a common option with over 330,000 Sudanese refugees. As the country of Sudan continues to be war-torn, the futures of its children are hanging in the balance. The murders and displacement of Sudanese children will soon lead to a loss of their generation. Their education is being halted because it is not even safe to travel to school. The result of this genocide has been over 9,000 children in South Sudan that have been recruited to serve as child soldiers in the war. These recruitments have been by the government and the rebel forces. Innocent children that get caught in the middle of all the violence and danger. With all the destruction and terror, it appears as if there is no hope. But there is.
Darfurian refugees can receive public support. Actor and activist George Clooney is a representation of the foreign involvement in Sudan. According to the Guardian newspaper, George Clooney has teamed up with the Enough Project, a nonprofit focused on ending genocide, to find and cut the money supply fueling the war. And he has started the Centennial Project, which uses satellites to watch over Sudan in case there are any human rights violations. Like George Clooney, we can raise awareness and fund as steps to ending the Darfurian genocide. The International Committee of the Red Cross has delegates in Sudan to facilitate communication between Darfurian refugees and the Sudan Liberation Movement, led by Abdul Wahid Muhammad Al-Noor. According to their website, the Red Cross has been working with the Red Crescent in Darfur to make sure that those directly affected by the conflict receive aid. Their Sudanese delegate, Jean-Christophe Sandoz, has assisted in the handover of 81 people, which include South Sudanese civilians, South Sudanese prisoners of war, and South Sudanese soldiers.
The Red Cross is a prime example of an organization that helps the people of Darfur, the people in need. You can help the Red Cross in its mission by donating on their website or actively expressing your concern for the Darfurian people. This can be by volunteering at nonprofits in your area or joining upcoming rallies in support of the cause. Public awareness is the key in order to make change.